It was clear from Vice President JD Vance's speech to NATO allies in Munich last week that at least politically, Western Europe and the United States under Donald Trump are moving away from each other. Vance took leaders to task over the rampant state-supported censorship in many European nations.
The threat that I worry the most about vis-a-vis Europe is not Russia, it's not China, it's not any other external actor. And what I worry about is the threat from within. The retreat of Europe from some of its most fundamental values.
And while Vance simply defended free speech, at least some of the liberal European elites in his audience saw him as giving aid and comfort to their political enemies on the European right. Those parties are becoming a major force. In Germany Sunday, the right-wing AfD, Alternative for Germany, is expected to finish second in national elections. Their rise has been fueled by an economic crisis and a disastrous open borders policy, which led to last week's Munich car attack by a 24-year-old Afghan asylum seeker, killing a mother and her 2-year-old daughter while injuring at least 37. Regardless of how well AfD does, Germany's other parties have vowed to keep it out of any coalition government. This after Romania annulled its presidential election in December when a right-wing candidate won. Vance addressed the issue of European elites trying to keep right-wing parties out of power.
We shouldn't be afraid of our people even when they express views that disagree with their leadership. If you're running in fear of your own voters, there is nothing America can do for you.
A seismic political shift to the right was already underway in many Western democracies. Now, with the election of Donald Trump, the movement has become even more energized.
What one European leader calls the Trump tornado has struck Europe.
They've been shaken up by the election of Trump. They really feel that, they're next.
Frank Ferretti is executive director of the think tank MCC Brussels.
I think there is a growing sense that the old mainstream parties have lost the trust and the connection with the public.
Many British and Europeans feel they have become poorer and less free. Eurozone growth has stagnated under climate change regulations from Brussels, and the average EU nation would now qualify as one of the poorest states in the U.S. Germany, once among the world's strongest economies, is now deindustrializing to meet radical green energy goals, what the Wall Street Journal calls the world's dumbest energy policy. German economist and journalist Sabine Beppler-Spall says Germans see their falling standard of living and want a leader who will do something about it.
There is a very strong mood within a large sector of German population for very fundamental changes, for real changes.
If Trump's term is successful and Europe falls even farther behind the U.S. economically, it will only put more pressure on European elites trying to keep right-wing parties out of power. Dale Hurd, CBN News.